Hi guys, welcome back to another circuits. So today you've got me doing the warm-up with you, and I'm going to be going straight on to do the first half of the circuit, and then I'll be passing over to Toby, who's going to be doing the second half of the circuit. With the warm-up today, we're going to go for 3 exercises, starting with 1 rep on each exercise, and then we're just going to be building it up to 2, 3, 4, and then finishing with 5 reps of each of the 3 exercises. So we'll get started now. So our first one is going to be our hip openers. So that's from our straight arm plank position. 1 rep is going to be left leg outside left hand and right foot outside right hand. So left, back to the straight arm plank position, and then right. Second exercise is going to be a down dog. So feet just a bit wider than hips, slight bend in the knee, and then making that inverted V shape with your body. So that's 1 rep. And then from there, rolling onto our back into a glute bridge. So heels nice and close to you, and then driving up with the hips and coming back down. Going to go on to 2 of each now. So left and then right. Into 2 down dogs. Good. Into our glute bridge, so 2 of these. Back round. 3 of the mountain climber hip openers. Down dog. And into 3 glute bridge. So heart rate should be starting to come up now. And we're really focusing on that squeeze with the muscles around the hips on the glute bridge. Good. Number 4 and 5. We'll just try and pick the pace up a little bit. Good, 1 more each side. 4 down dog. Full glute bridge. Good, and final time round onto our 5s. Good, 5 down dog. And 5 glute bridge to finish. Good. Nice. So warm up done. We'll move on to the circuit. Right guys, so on to the circuit. Today we're going to try and get 20 exercises done in 20 minutes. We're going to be working for 40 seconds, and then we're going to have 20 seconds to recover and get set for the next exercise. So I'll be going through the first 10 exercises, quick hand over to Toby, who'll be going through the next 10. During the 20-second rest, we're going to try and demo the exercise coming up so you know what to expect, and we'll also give some regressions to make things easier. All right, so first exercise is going to be our plank press up. So I'll set the timer off and then we'll get going. So our plank press ups, we're going from the feet and then into our straight arm plank position, coming down and pushing away. Easier version from there, going from the knees and then up and down from that position.
3,
All
2,
right, ready?
1. Interval 2.
So the important things with these ones is thinking about our hip position. We're trying to make sure we're not swaying the hips left to right. You can see hips staying pretty level as we're going through this. Try and change what hand you're pushing off as well every so often. Going a little bit wider with the feet as well can help control your hip position. So remember, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds recovery.
3, 2, 1. Break.
That's good. Lateral lunge is our next one. Probably need a bit more room than me, but from good start position, we're coming out to the side and then swapping sides. If you want, you can just start with this position and then
2,
just shifting
1.
left to right.
Interval 2.
You probably won't have to work between two fridges where you're doing this. So a couple of things to think about is on this foot that we're landing on, is the knee is always tracking outside of those, outside the foot. So you should be aiming for that knee to kind of go over the little toe. You can have a little bit of a forward lean as well on the end bit of the movement. So we're not staying completely upright.
3, 2, 1.
20 off. Side plank. Couple of different variations. From the knee is your easier one. Stacking the feet is your more difficult.
3, 2, 1.
Elbow
Interval 2.
is set up directly underneath that shoulder. And if you want to increase the difficulty, you can raise that top leg. So nice and fixed. If you start to feel the hips dropping, either bring them back up or maybe switch it to the other option with the kneeling position. You can always mix it between the two. Just remember what side you're working on, because when we come to do it next, we're using the other arm.
3, 2, 1. Break.
Okay, skaters next. So a bit of a pulse racer. We're going from one foot to the other. So again, a bit more difficult when you've got two fridges either side of you. If you want, you can just go into high knees.
1. Interval 2.
Yeah, you control the difficulty in this one by how fast you're going and also how far you're travelling. So we're absorbing force through both the knee and the hip. So again, when we're landing, if I show you from the side, we've got a little bit of a forward lean from there. So a little bit quicker to finish.
Three, 2, 1.
Good, 20 off. Press up holds our next exercise. So about that far off the floor, so a fist off the floor. You can go from your feet or from the knees. And 40 seconds will be quite a challenge on these, so if you need to go from between two, that's fine.
Interval 2.
Good, squeezing the glutes. Help keep that back in a nice straight line. Make sure we're not rounding forward with the shoulders. Elbow should be about 45 degrees from the body.
3, 2, 1, breathe.
Okay, going back to the lower body, prisoner squats. So starting from this position, coming through into that squat, standing up, and then back down. You can go normal squats if you want.
3, 2, 1, interval 2.
And a bit like those plank press ups, just try and alternate every so often. Which foot's coming up, which foot's going back. Okay, we've got a few more exercises left after this one.
2, 1.
Nice. So into the other side plank. I did the right hand before, so I'm going on to my left. It's hot in the shed.
3, 2, 1, interval 2.
Good, remember those variations, bottom knee down or top leg up. Nice work, guys. Last few exercises. Hold in.
3, 2, 1, breathe.
Okay, 3 more. Glute bridge next. So easier version will be your double leg like we did in the warm up. So heels nice and close, squeezing the glutes, pushing up. If you want to make it more difficult, one leg up.
3, 2, 1, interval 2.
Good, I'll let you know when halfway is. So if you are going single leg, then you can swap legs then. Again, focusing on that squeeze. Try and extend through the hip. That's halfway. Swapping legs if you need. Two more exercises left with me before we hand over to Toby.
Three, 2, 1, breathe.
Good, 20 off. Second to last one with me, bunny hops. So if you're on a mat, over the mat. If you haven't, then just try and picture a line or something and you're just hopping over. Further you go, faster you go, the more difficult it is.
3, 2, 1, interval 2.
So try and get a rhythm and try and stay with it. Good. Try and pick up the pace a little bit. Last little bit.
3, 2, 1, breathe.
Exercise number 10. It's our leg raise. So from that top position, nice and slow, and then coming back to here. If you want, you can come up with bent knees,
2,
and then just focus on the down face.
interval 2.
Good, so the upper body's nice and fixed to the floor.
3, 2, 1. Workout complete.
Nice guys, good. Over to you, Toby, for the next 10.
Great, thanks for that, Paul. Our next exercise is going to be a pike or downward dog push up. So hips really high, push back into the heels, head coming down. So rather than a flat press up, we're now trying to encourage to keep those hips tight if you can.
Push-ups.
Off we go. This will hopefully put the emphasis more into the shoulders rather than the chest. If we need to make it easier, we can just go for a standard kneeling press up. So like so, just kneeling into that one. We find the downward dog press up too hard, otherwise hips stay nice and high, head coming down, just touching your mat, back up. If you want to make this even harder, if you had like a chair or sofa near you, you could even put your feet up onto the sofa just to get those hips a bit higher. Otherwise this will be fine.
3, 2, 1. Break.
Great work. Next one, we're into reverse lunge, and we're going to add a little jump into this one. So reverse lunge, stepping back and jumping up onto that front leg. So stepping back, jumping up onto that front leg. We're going to do the left leg this time round, and we'll do right leg
3,
next time.
2, 1.
Off
Reverse
we go,
lunge
so
jump.
stepping back, jumping up, really nice powerful jump as we come through. Really trying to drive that back leg up into a high knee position to give us a bit more air time. Now if we did need to make this easier, obviously, just take out that jump with the front leg. It's a standard reverse lunge. And we're going to do the other leg coming up after this short break. 10 more seconds. Powering through to the end.
3, 2, 1. Break.
Nice, and now it's our other leg. It's exactly the same. Just going to be stepping back, coming through. So normal reverse lunge to make it slightly easier.
3, 2, 1. Reverse lunge jump.
Making sure we safely land before we go back into our next lunge. Remember, we always talk about our lunge position just being nice right angles at the knee and the hip, both the back and front leg, and the knee always pointing straight forward. As we come up into our jump, it's just a nice straight line
3,
coming
2,
up.
1. Break.
Nice. Let's check what we've got up. Next, plank kick through. So this one, we're into plank position, and all we're going to do is come kick through. So we're going to take one arm off, opposite leg, we'll kick
3,
through
2,
like so.
1. Plank kick
Off
through.
we go. So kick through, back into straight arm plank position. Try and keep that back nice and straight as we return. Now you don't need to have the kick through if you don't want to. So if you don't want the kick through, just try and hold that straight arm plank position for 40 seconds. Make sure we're going at a nice controlled speed for this one. Already think about when we come back to our straight arm position, nice straight back.
2, 1. Break.
Have 20 seconds rest. Into our next exercise, we've got a Superman cross crawl. So this one on our front. Now standard Superman is lifting both arms and legs, like so. We're going to alternate.
3, 2,
So left
1.
arm, right leg,
Superman cross
right
crawl.
arm, left leg, head on the floor. And we're just trying to raise, alternate as we go. As you lift that leg, we're ready to think about squeezing that glute to help pick that leg up. Try and keep your forehead on the floor if we can. The chin nice and tucked. Keep the head in a good position. Good. On to our next one, let's keep it going. So, inchworm next. So start in a standing position, walk our hands out. If you want to, add a press up, walk our hands back in to our standing position.
3, 2, 1.
Come down, try and keep your legs straight as you can. Don't need to have a press up, so add the press up if you want to make it harder. If not, leave that bit out. Back to our stand. Just slowly walk our hands out. Normal press up. Back to a standing position. Legs as straight as we possibly can as we're walking out and back in.
Three, 2, 1. Breathe.
Nice. What we've got next, we've got a squat hold next. So just find your good squat stance position. What we're going to be simply doing, holding the bottom of our squat for the 40 seconds if we can.
3, 2, 1. Squat hold.
Down we go. So we're just trying to hold that position, find a comfortable position, sitting as low as we can. And we're just holding that there. Easier alternative to this is obviously just doing your normal squats without the hold. Otherwise, just trying to stay as low as we can for as long as we can. It's about halfway there, so we've got another 20 seconds to keep it up. Keep that chest nice and tall now so we're not tempted to round forward. Chest nice and tall, keep that back nice and straight. Weight should be into our heels. A few more seconds.
3, 2, 1. Breathe.
Nice. Bear crawl next, so 2 alternatives to this one depending on how much room you've got. If we can, we're going to do a side shuffle bear crawl, all 4 positions, so our bear crawl should look like this, knees bent, back nice and straight. If we can,
3,
we're just going to be moving
1.
along
Bear
the
crawl.
length of our mat, and back, going backwards and forwards, keeping that back nice and straight. Haven't got that option, bear crawl taps. So just stay in the bear crawl position, just into your shoulder taps. With that again, back stays nice and straight, hips are staying nice and still, sorry, without any excess movement. Otherwise, we're into our moving one. So just moving up and down our mat as we go. Whole time, back nice and straight. Imagine if we had a cone or something on the lower back, we're trying to keep that nice and still so it wouldn't fall off if we were moving.
2, 1. Breathe.
Dish hold coming up, I believe. Yep, dish hold coming up. So this one, I'm looking for balancing just on my bum, lower body off the floor, upper body off the floor.
3,
So it's just the bum's in contact with the floor.
1. Dish hold.
Now, we're holding this for 40 seconds. We start a little higher, that's going to be easier like I'm doing now. If we want to make it harder, the longer we make ourselves, the harder that will become, as you can probably tell the amount of shaking that's going on with me at the moment. So just find where you feel like you're comfortable and you can hold that for the 40 seconds. Again, just balancing on the bum. My entire back's off the floor, all my legs are off the floor. I go arms across the chest. We're really just trying to hold that position.
3, 2, 1. Breathe.
Great work. Right, one more to go now. This is our pyramid. For the last one, we're doing this for the full minute. It's 1 press up, 1 burpee, 1 tuck jump. And we add a rep each time, so then 2 press ups, 2 burpees, 2 tuck jumps. Just get as high as you can
3,
in that pyramid.
2,
1 whole minute and then we're done.
pyramid.
Let's go. So start at 1 rep and everything. We're just trying to go as fast as we can now. Then add a rep each time, so 2 reps of your press up, 2 reps of your burpee, 2 reps of your tuck jump. Into freeze. 3 reps now. This is the last one, remember, so we're just trying to go as fast as we can now. The last little bit of energy we've got left. 3 tuck jumps. Into 4s. 4 burpees. Just get as high as we can with this pyramid. Working for the whole minute.
3, 2, 1. Workout complete.
And there it is. All finished today, guys. 20 exercise, 20 minutes. Hope you enjoyed that one. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you're doing. Have a good week. Me and Paul will see you next week. Cheers.